And then at that point, Bond brackets French Hubert emerges and says,
springs the
it's like, aha! And he claims to be William's brother-in-law. He's like, my brother-in-law was shit at diving, but I'm here to collect his body, take me to the body. And he's like, no.
It's like, well, I could go to the police, and for a guy who was just about to do that, this immediately becomes a sort of like powerful threat. Because,
good point.
Yeah, he genuinely walks in this room like, well, guess I have to talk to the cops again. And from this moment on, Hubert's big hold over him is, I could go to the cops.
He really does control the scene, though. Great work by Cohen. Really, really solid.
Strange nut-based threats follow, where he just like fishes a walnut out of a bowl on the guy's table and is just like, "You're the nut.
I'll crush the nut." What?
Check this out.
I'm the thumb.
Yeah.
The other bad guys who are following you are the fingers. You're
the nut.
You're not in my hands. What?
You're nut in my hands.
You're the nut in my hands, and if you don't do what I say, or do, this is going to happen to you, crack.
Then you'll nut.
And they're like, whoa!
Do you have any vape?
Your nut is all over my hands. And I'm going to the police.
It's very rude to like come into someone's front room and just start crushing their nuts.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to bust your nuts. You're done. It's over for you.
He says you're the nut like to Lenoir so many times.
Yeah.
Lenoir, yeah. Actually, he might even call him vous. Vous êtes Lenoir.
We do our best here.
You sir are the nut, and then he's like turns on a dime. He's like, "Would you like help disposing of the body?"
Do you want to chuck that body out the window though? Because he sets this up because he like. When he's scouting the room, he notices that they have a window that just opens off the cliff down to the sea, and he looks at that for a second, and then he sits down, and then when Renault and Brigitte come in, Renault's like, fuck, we could just chuck it out the window, I guess. So it's just like, you want a hand chucking that boy out the window? And suddenly they're on good terms.
It was worth it to see a sort of 1960s French movie dummy get tossed off a cliff.
Insanely fucking funny shot.
The dummy's so bad, it's so hilarious.
They follow it all the way down.
Two things to discuss immediately. First of all, as was the standard of a dime, all filming was done visual only. There was no sound recording. Everything is foleyed in or dubbed afterwards. Which means that in a lot of scenes when he's walking around, they don't know what to do, so they do the fucking James Bond thing and just, okay. Oh la la. The entire time he's just doing something normal.
Yeah.
But the shot of this dummy coming out the window is so good because it comes out like it's fired out of a cannon. This thing is falling like 20 feet away from the cliff.
Yeah, they must have really fucking thrown
Two
it.
stage hands have just like gone.
The dummy is in a seated position, falling completely stiff.
Like a Barbie.
Held on the whole way, and then when it hits the water, the Foley splash is so inappropriately gentle. It's just like sploosh. It's like they don't make them like this anymore.
It's great. It's really
they
good.
make them better, but that's worse.